Welcome to the Finding Hope Show. I'm your host, Alyssa Massey, and I'm thrilled that you've joined me because my goal is to inspire you to be happy and hopeful in your everyday lives. In this show, you can expect to gain hope and encouragement through some of life's most pressing issues regarding health, business, relationships, faith, and much more. The world is not getting any better, but we do. Join me once a week to discover your highest potential as we learn to put God first in everything and find hope in a turbulent world. Welcome, everyone, to episode 46. Is it too late? And so recently, as we're getting ready to put together my new podcast room, we had to get some old tubs down because it's going to be upstairs. And so we had to get some old tubs of photos and old journals and just all kinds of goodies that we love to go through. And so it really got me thinking about old dreams and where we've been, where we wish we were, and how our dreams change and evolve. And it got me thinking, is it too late? Is it too late once you reach a certain age to give up on what's in your heart, to do bigger and better? Or is that even possible? Is there really an age limit? Or should we just stop trying to grow? Should we stop trying to chase that dream because it seems like we're never getting anywhere? But truly, it's never too late when God's involved. As I look back on my own life and reflect on others, I see that with God, it can only get better. Now, I didn't think this way 20 years ago. I thought of God. But as I graduated, that wasn't my main objective. He wasn't at the very center. It was more about going to college and doing what I thought was fit to do. That is, of course, until life came along and tripped me up a bit. But now I see how the fact that God really was with me, He was with me all along, that He's the one that could step up my game to something better. I just had to go through the mud a little bit. However, if God is not involved, we have a greater chance of staying sidetracked. Now, everyone gets sidetracked, and we know it's so easy to do. But it is God who has created us. It is God who has created your purpose and knows your purpose. No matter how you get there, it is God. So if we allow ourselves to get out of His will, then what may seem enticing and shiny car syndrome, these things may really be out to harm you. But we can be confident in God's will, knowing that it is always for the greater good. For example, no one enjoys being sick or seeing someone being sick. But so often we learn from other people's illnesses. And young people and old who have overcome when it seemed impossible, Now they share their testimonies to encourage others. And we often wonder, where do they get their strength? Folks, God's grace is sufficient for it all. And without God, we struggle because we can't do this alone. We weren't meant to do it alone. But the devil would like you to believe. He would like you to crawl up in a hole and never come out. Seclusion. And I must admit, sometimes that's easy for me to do. Staying at home a lot. Maybe the kids are off to school. Sometimes I don't feel like reaching out, especially when people aren't nice. But then I remember, and I have reminders. One person reaches out to me and tells me how my blog helped them. And I'm thinking it's a reminder that even if it's just one person, that's enough. I would rather do that and strive to get out of my hole and to help someone than feel secluded. Because that's not going to help me grow. There's a recent book that came out, #ButGod, and it's a story of Caleb Freeman, who suffered a traumatic brain injury from a car wreck and needed a miracle to survive. But if you look him up or read the book, you see how he is a walking testimony to the grace of God. He's walking, talking, speaking to other young children, even at schools, and inspiring others to Christ. It wasn't too late for him, and it's not too late for you either. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Seek God, because he does have a purpose for you. And I don't care what age you are or what you've been through, it's not too late, because a purpose isn't limited to age or circumstance. Speaking of, does age really matter? Back in biblical times, people lived a lot longer. Therefore, they had a lot more time to achieve their goals. Now the average lifeline is much less, unfortunately. And some of us think, well, do we really want to live that long? Anyway, despite what we think, God knows. So I don't want you sitting back on your recliner or your easy chair. I don't want you just sitting back doing nothing, waiting to just drift away. No, get up. Get up and take a step forward. Start dreaming again. What do you love? Turn on some YouTube. Despite history, God already knows the plan because he is the author of everything. He is the author of your purpose. So, no matter what you dig out of that old tub of photos, the old pictures, no matter what they reveal, there is still more to be revealed. So I'm kind of curious, aren't you? Let's stop letting life get us so bored. Get excited again. If you're 50 and have a significant health challenge, listen up. Pray for God to use you for his glory and ask God, what do you want me to learn in this situation? Start asking. We have to spend less time searching out other people's lives and more time asking, hey, God, what do you want out of my life? Use our old friend Google and search out people that have succeeded later in life. for inspiration, or people that have been through more traumatic experiences than you. Because we've all been through something. And if we haven't, what is really going on? How are you living such a perfect life? Because there should be challenges. You know, there should be some kind of race. Because if we're running towards something, we're going to have some opposition. Martha Stewart. Her success came after age 41 with her first book, Entertaining. And then 7 years later with the launch of Martha Stewart Living. Another example is Julia Child, who made her first cookbook at age 39 and her first television debut in The French Chef at age 51. Hey, you know what? You could still be that actress or actor in that hit movie. So I have to say, I really did want to do the acting part when I was younger. Some things we kind of laugh at later. But now I think, I have no desire. And I've been on a Hollywood set before. The new Love Boat. That's since retired. But I think I really have no desire anymore for that. Now maybe if it was something of purpose. But really, Hollywood and what they represent is not attractive to me anymore. But it is to a lot of people. And a lot of children and a lot of people, they want to be famous. And rightly so. It looks so shiny. It looks so enticing. But then, sometimes our dreams change. Our perspectives change. So it's not too late for you. There is still something else to be revealed, and it's not staying stagnant. It does not involve standing still. It involves always wanting to become better, searching for more. We're never going to, on this earth anyway, we're never going to become all that we were created to be. We'll discover that at the end of our life in heaven. We'll finally get it. But until that time, keep striving for more so that you can be a testimony for others. Even if you're 60, 70, 80. There's another lady, I believe she's in her early 80s, and she is decided to get healthy later in life. And now she is toned up. And she is looking good at 80, putting on a swimsuit. So that is inspiring. You can do that too. It's never too late. She had to do some things. She had to change her diet, and that's a lot of it. It's hard work, but it's worth it. I don't know about you, but I need those stories in my life because I want to know that I'm not in this struggle by myself. I want to become better. And yes, there are days that I get down on myself. That's the thing. I'm down on myself. I need to look up at someone greater or be around some people that are greater than me. I need some inspiration. And then I want to share that with you. So, whatever it is in your past that you thought would get you down, or the devil trying to make you think that you're never going to change. Hey, I'm an ex-alcoholic. I never thought I would do that. But you know what? It's part of my strength story. It definitely took some strength. And there are so many addictive things in this world. Think of social media. Think of sugar. It's all addictive. We all need strength. So get out of the box and dream again. Never stop growing. The real question is, friends, if you're not wanting to achieve bigger than your current status, why not? What is holding you back? We can always become better at something. And this is going to positively affect your character and do you some good in this dark, depressing world. As long as we're trying to achieve good, you wouldn't want to become better at drinking or continue hanging around with the people that bring you down, that you think they're so cool. And it just looks good for the table of women that are talking at lunch, gossiping about one another. Can you really trust them? That is not enticing to me. No, get you a life group. Because that's going to inspire and change you and make you feel better about yourself. And it will help you to grow into the person that God wants you to be. So, friends, I want you to focus on looking ahead on all that you've achieved or all that you want to achieve. And use that to gain momentum. This is your cue. I want to thank you for joining me today. I'll be praying for you to change your perspective on time and to start growing and learning again. Get inspired. Join me next week on a weekly dose of inspiration to get you motivated for positive change. If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to hear more, kindly hit subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.